Beginning of 20th century, German Jewry had become one of the most remarkable minorities in Europe, small in number yet immense in influence. Following emancipation, Jews had entered every sphere of civic life: business, law, medicine, art, and science. Their rise symbolized the ideals of the modern German Empire: education, discipline, and cultural refinement. They founded newspapers, publishing houses, and theaters, and filled universities with brilliant minds, physicists, doctors, and philosophers whose work defined the spirit of modern Europe. They became the symbol of urban culture, rational thought, and progress, admired by many, resented by others. After the Jewish groups were completely isolated from the public, with the participation and consent of the majority, the deportation process began. Western Europe was meant to believe that Jewish resettlements under Nazi supervision were decent places. Since late November 1941, Czech Jews had been forced to begin establishing the Terezín Ghetto, a process that unfolded over time. It soon also became the destination for carefully selected Jewish groups from Austria, Germany, Holland, even Denmark, and in the end from Slovakia and Hungary. Each group served a specific purpose within the Nazi plan, most commonly for propaganda. The untold story of Terezín Ghetto, elderly upper-class German Jews. Alongside the German Jewish intellectual class, another powerful group emerged: the German Jewish bourgeoisie and nobility of finance and industry. These were families of immense wealth and influence, standing at the intersection of businesses, politics, and international banking. Names like Bleichroder, Warburg, Mendelssohn, Oppenheim, or Rothschild symbolize not only German success, but global economic power. Gerson von Bleichroder served as a Bismarck's personal banker, managing Prussia's and later the Empire's financial affairs. The Warburgs of Hamburg built connections stretching from New York to London, helping shape the world's financial system. The Mendelssohns and Oppenheim families financed railroads, steel industries, and imperial ventures, often working directly with the German aristocracy and the emperor's own economic advisors. These Jewish financiers, industrialists, and intellectual nobles were deeply integrated into German high society and funded Germany's industrial expansion. They had no idea that their destiny had already been written by the Nazi general Reinhard Heydrich and his right hand Adolf Eichmann, who in 1942 offered them a deal unlike any other. At the time, most of them were between 70 and 85 years old, a special group of elderly German Jews, the bankers, the industrialists, the aristocrats. To them, the Nazis promised a destination different from all the rest, under one condition, that they would transfer their immense wealth from Swiss, Swedish, and New York banks into the hands of the SS. In return, they were granted the privilege to purchase what sounded like paradise, a promise of comfort and safety for the rest of their lives in a Bohemian spa town called Terezín Bad, the Terezín Spa. Forgotten. Nobody talks about German old people.
I gave him that. Why does he beg? And why does he looks like a beggar? Old clothes and not hygienic. I mean, you see he has nothing and his clothes go. I didn't know that the German old people suffered most. Why? They were told they believed in Weimar Republic.
Eichmann, who studied Jewish society in detail, exploited the 19th century conflict between Czech Jews and upper-class German Jews, finally forcing them together in the overcrowded ghetto of Theresienstadt. Benjamin Murmelstein.
Officially in Weimar Republic, somebody says the truth and told them, if you will pay so and so much money, you will get special dwellings with a view on this lake and so on, and a room for yourself. They paid extra money, and suddenly they have a room, there is no lake, there is no view, and there are 40 other people in this crowded room. And that was a terrible shock.
Depending on how much they transferred, they would receive villas or luxurious apartments with balconies overlooking hills, lakes, and beautiful nature. They were promised servants, gardens, music, swimming pools, and massage treatments. Everything carefully described in official documents, stamped with the government seals, and signed by Adolf Hitler himself. The greatest fraud of the Holocaust was about to begin. They begged for leftovers, attacked trash containers, and searched for rotten potato peels, eating them just to stay alive. They were dying everywhere. Soon, crowds in the ghetto were walking over dead bodies, while little children played hide and seek among them. At the same time, you could hear laughter from comedy shows on the second floor of the barracks, or applause after cabaret performance. It was truly dying in the midst of music. Hans Günther Adler.
They were helpless, and nobody helped them in the beginning. Later on, the same Freddy Hirsch made youngsters to go to their dwellings and to slumniki. They helped them to to help them in this and wash them and so on and so forth. So I combined.
Under leadership of Freddy Hirsch, Maccabi Hatzair and Hechalot, youngster and teenage warriors, created the action called Helping Hand, with one unshakable motto: nobody here will be left behind. We are all Jews, and one day we will turn the desert into a flourishing garden where every Jew will understand that we are all brothers.
So I combine it. And I also wanted to say a child has not the empathy. There was something, he's not clean, he looks like a beggar, and why he's begging his soup. Not that I gave it to him. But why he is asking for it? I couldn't grasp it. And how you can save and how you can explain that even after this terribly look of a beggar is a human being. I said, where is God? And they are, it's that kind of question. And then the rabbi gives the answer. He is there where you let him in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the responsibility is in you and not in, God is not behind mountains and so on, where is the wisdom and בפיך ובלבבך לעשותו. With your own mouth and with your own heart you can realize him. That is actually what the rabbi said, yes? It is upon you and you to create. He wrote a beautiful...
Have you ever heard the expression that Jews were chosen the nation? Once upon a time, Jews were chosen by God to educate the others about humanity. Now look around you. Does this look like humanity to you? I'll tell you why you can be so mean. Because you all forgot who you are. Well, so let me remind you, because you are all confused. What does it mean to be a real Jew? Does the country you come from, the language you speak, the clothes you wear, or your success in society give you the right to say you are a better or a real Jew? You really believe that the food you eat or the number of prayers you remember can make you ever a real or a better Jew? Only when you find the strength to sacrifice your own piece of bread in a world of starvation like this. When your hunger is unbearable, yet you still find the strength to share your last piece of bread with someone suffering beside you. In that very moment, you are recognized by God as a real Jew, because you are a real human being, and nothing else matters. Only when you understand this, will you truly hear and understand our prayers. You will understand who you are. You have to change right here, right now, because there is no time left, and we have no one else, only ourselves. There is only one God waiting for you to wake up. It is a man who divides men, as evil forces want to divide us. Do not despair. We can defeat evil together. We have to unite. Terezín Ghetto, February 1943. Speech of Rabbi Leo Beck.
He wrote a beautiful sentence about Freddie here. She said, I also met him in this kinderblock, maybe you know, and so on and so forth. And he said, he is, if there is a kingdom for these special people, he is the representative of the gay people who achieved a level of holiness or so. But he saved our lives. A social education responsibility that we have from Freddie Hirsch.
Talking to the Bialystok children kept in isolation in the corner of Terezín, Freddie Hirsch discovered the true nature of the deportations. Soon after, he was caught. Eichmann sent him to Auschwitz-Birkenau in September 1943, together with 5,000 Jews, including many of his Maccabees. Freddie's courage and actions in the very heart of the industry of murder made him a true legend of the Holocaust, and must never be forgotten.
We are from Freddie Hirsch. And what I always say on the death marches, when you were sick and so on, you were the last, and then they kill you because you couldn't walk anymore. There's not one Birkenau boy who achieved this step, because at once other boys came from right and left and supported him.
Wow.
And this spirit of, in the best way of community, to share my last piece of bread to buy for a friend the aspirin and save his life, you wouldn't fight in Auschwitz, only between us. It's because everyone cared only for himself. And there wasn't friendship, but we were like brothers. And that started in Terezín Ghetto. This spirit, and Freddie here is very much responsible.
Remember, young Maccabees, Maccabi Hatzair, a Jew must never leave a suffering human being behind. We have to take action. We have to teach the entire ghetto what it means to be a real Jew. Freddie Hirsch. Drawings featured in the documentary were created by Jewish artists Flashman, Fritta, and Haas, prisoners of the Terezín Ghetto, who documented in real time the horror that struck certain groups of prisoners between 1942 and the spring of 1943, a period later called Apocalypse, the era Terezín survivors never wanted to talk about.